What is up, my diggers? I am Grandpa Max Ingor, and we're going to unlock things today. My goal is to unlock all of the things that I can, so that when I get done, I can do a lot of offline stuff, like getting the hunting logs done. Oh, fuck. For the other classes. Maybe get started on crafting and all kinds of other shit. That is the goal today. So let's see if anybody shows up. 10 o'clock, we made good time on that walk. Alright. So the first thing is to unlock classes. Well, a well-wishing welcome to you, adventurer friend. You worked your way to Fisherman's Bottom. When you want to fish for just a day, you call a culinarian, but we fishermen feast for life. I've set the bait. Think you're ready to bite? Hooray, hooray! Looks like we've got a live one. Let me walk you through the life of a fisherman in Limsalumensia. Since we're surrounded by the seas, the fishing sites are a fisherman's delight. If you can't fish it here, you can't fish it anywhere. While some of us rope our fish in with rods and reels, others skim the seabed with nets for creepy crawly critters. You might say we cast a wide net. People prattle about our pullers just about everywhere in Limsa. And there's much and more I haven't mentioned. We shepherd the ships, preside over the ports, manage the mongers, all while making sure not to leave any adventurers out to sea. I'll wager you prefer to work alone, so we'll start you off with the rod and reel. Now, you may not necessarily net the numbers net fishing yields, but pole fishing positively pulls prettier prizes. And that's the long and short of it. You ready for another bite of bait? I'll reel you in before the guildmaster. I'd hate to hear you'd had to change your heart. You haven't, have you? Bro. Spoken truly like a truly bespoke fisherman. Well, then it's time you met the guildmaster, but unfortuitously, and somewhat ironically, our nefarious netmaster is out fishing at the moment, this moment and every moment, that is. So Sisyphus tends to take tasks that require tending to, such as deciding whether you'll sink or swim with our guild. Sisyphus is presiding over those pools. Whenever you decidedly decide to say hello, she might seem somewhat standoffish, but she's only keeping an eye out for sharks. Be yourself and you have nothing to worry about. Motherfucker. Yes, save your breath. I heard every word between you and Malika. So I know she told you my role here. She said Wabalago's supposed to be guildmaster, but apparently he has bigger fish to fry, so all his work falls to me. That includes making sure our new fish aren't shellfish idiots or potential anemones. You passed the first test by not laughing at that awful joke. Now you only need the right answer to this question. Are you prepared to fish like you've never fished before? Yes. Well, you're smarter than the majority of bottom dwellers that find their way here. Welcome to the guild. Now, this wouldn't be much of a guild if we sent you out to sea with only a pole and a prayer, so I suppose I can spare you a few pearls of wisdom. Nevertheless, you're still going to need that pole and prayer, so I can at least provide you with the formula. Here you go. 1 out of 2 isn't bad. I'll even throw in these lugworms, since you're not like to get far without bait. The rods we bestow upon our new fish are priceless objects, which is to say they don't cost anything. Once you know what you're doing, you'll probably want a proper one. But in the meantime, let's see if you can figure out how to hold your pole. Right to the one I gave you, and your lessons can begin. Christ. That is a lot. And I know for a fact I'll need a fishing guide. There's not behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, Gov. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss, all pure and saintly like them. Bugger off. Hang about, I thought you was some simple errand lad, but now I've had a proper look at you, you're Max, aren't you? Ha, I knew it. We like to snitch all the rise in talent, and from what I hear, you're head and shoulders above the rest. you can handle yourself as well as they say, you might be of use to us. I forget that Saints Sisters of the Edelweiss bullshit. That's just a bit of fun to fob off the curious culls. We're guild rogues, mate, and it's mainly our Marxist does the praying. Me and mine work in the shadows of Limsa, keeping a keen edge to the rooks and cacklers who have earned themselves a million. We don't tout for members, but every now and again we might offer a promising young cub prize place in the ranks. If you have an interest, tip your daddles and we'll put a hilt in each of them, just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy wanting a new trade? Sure. Good to see you're keen, but I should probably worry you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done, and the job ain't pretty. Become one of us, you'll soon be neck deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and build dandies that are blunt, you'd best take up with a different crew. Think on that and then come back if you're still keen. That didn't scare you off then, Bean. They told me you was a meddlesome cove, so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. Christ alive! Yeah, I'm the one they called Jackal. I'm surprised you heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name along with that of what kindly cove has told you mine. Ah, the famous Max. Old Lonnie Leftpatch let you in, did he? He can't throw a blade for shite, but that one I don't miss not when it comes to sizing a Denver Colt up for the stalling. Just one thing, you ain't a pirate, are you? Well then, it's time you was stalled up to the rogue. Pull up your best beater cases and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. Now that I could fill your wattles with the storied history of our guild, but that's just woods and wind. The most important thing, the only thing we care about is getting the job done. Now most folks, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1, you don't bite the purses of your fellow Laminsans. 2, you don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3, you don't trade culls like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but we must agree on those 3 at least. Now you might be thinking none of that amounts to a sack of dillberries now the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Merwood's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some rum-soaked cove steals good from the wrong cull, and we steal him back. That's the job, my natty lad. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for, neither. You'll see there's more to dagger play than just sticking culls with the pointy end. We weaken a mark with poison, fade away and strike in the Darkmans, wherever it takes to get the work done. Well, Max, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Alright then, first off, we gotta get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on his dew-beaters to stay on a Mark's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe that hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easy as they slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't get so excited with your new toys you forget to dress up for the role. You'd be surprised how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. Do we get the rogues thing? Yes, we do. Let's do that. Fuck, I already need water. I'll be right back. Damn. Ah, so goddamn thirsty for some reason. Ah. So now we need the Culinarians Guild and the Warriors Guild. We'll be doing this shit in every city. Beg pardon, good sir, but this is the Culinarians Guild. If you're here today at the Bismarck, one of our raiders will be along shortly to show you to your... Oh, you're not a patron. Might I assume then that you wish to become a culinarian? If so, I wholeheartedly recommend you join the Culinarians Guild, where one may learn the culinary arts and the finest chefs in all the realm. What say you? Wonderful. Then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. As you are doubtless aware, Limsalamence has long been the gastronomic capital of the Earth. And the city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. First of which is our proximity to the fertile lands and plentiful seas of Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bounteous produce. And the second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also to foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed on solely through word of mouth, and was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But that all changed when one man made it his mission to catalog every recipe of note. His name was Admiral Gulskiff Baldwadenson, also known as Mass Cleaver. The man's love of fine cuisine was such that at sea he would regularly spend as much time preparing meals in the galleys giving commands on the bridge. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and codified cooking methodology. Today, the Guild carries on Mass Cleaver's legacy through the scope of our endeavors has expanded significantly. Not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labor tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations in which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open for folks from all walks of life, including adventurers such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, and each member an ingredient imparting a unique flavor. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certain to spoil the taste. Before you may take your place in the pot, you must be deemed a worthwhile addition by Guildmaster Lingseth, a man whose passion for cookery burns hotter than any oven. Before troubling him, I must warn you that ours is a fairly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would be well advised to ask yourself, can I stand the heat? If you earnestly believe you can, speak to me once more, and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. So, have you the resolve to walk the path of the Culinarian? Wonderful. You must then speak to Guildmaster Lingseth at once. This will come as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in Limsalamence, and his skill and dedication are second to none. You will find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder. Keeping watchful eye on his charges, and press upon him your desire to learn, and you will surely find a place for you in the stew, by which I mean the Guild. Holy Christ! Well, I met Venture. I think you want to join our guild. Let's have a good look at you then. Bah, what an underfed whelp like you know about cooking. Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon, never mind a skillet. Ha, I jest. It don't take much to be a culinarian. Hell, it don't even take talent, at least not on its own. No, son. More than anything else, becoming a good cook boils down to passion. If you got that, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it? Yes, I have the passion to become a culinarian. That's the spirit. Ah, your passion for the culinary arts is plain to see. You'll be needing every bit of it if you want to become a master culinarian. While if mastery was a 12-course dinner, I'd hardly finish the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton, and passion's the only thing that gets us through the gristly bits. But enough talk. What do you call yourself? Well then, Max. Welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present you with a very own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it'll more than serve a novice like yourself. Now then. Let's see whether you can tell which end's which. Aye, I know I said you'd struggle to lift a spoon, but you've won me over. Now show me you can hold a skillet, and I'll get you started on your first task. Now we must a ways to the Marauders Guild. said, how's everyone? I'm unlocking classes so I can keep going off stream, logs and leveling and the like. So streams don't drag while I kill 10 boars or whatever. Oh there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are you? Any axe worth wielding needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade which can chop clean through a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapons our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and brutal force. If you have a mind to make the Marauders art your life's work, then our guild welcomes you with open arms. What say you, lad? You keen to join the ranks? Well then, here's a bit of guild history so you know what you're getting into. It all started with ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes? If we ask, well, build them would be bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lock down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. But any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe is perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a world of steel, and generally laying waste all about you. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates where strength and skill decided your place in the world. And now somebody told me good luck. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopper to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. After the Galadian Accord was signed, though, the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its piratical elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated not with the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats, neither. They were warriors who sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. Still keen, are you? Think it over, then let me know when you decide to join our ranks. You decided then. You're ready to join the Marauders Guild. Oh, they're talking about healing. Alright, doing okay here, feeding fish rather than catching them. And then they're talking about healing. I said, I remember my first time as a healer. I was petrified. I'm a tank and legally blind. I had the theory down, but the first run, man, oh man, I knocked it out of the park. I truly revile go-go-goers. Trial by fire. Anyway, you've decided then. You're ready to join the Marauders Guild. Alright then, all that needs doing now is speak with the Axemaster himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. Goodness me. So thirsty. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Warren Zoen's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him. Lad, good fortune to you. I said, look, I get it. We've done Satoshi 1.5 million times, but when I say I'm new and almost blind, don't go faster. Oh man, that first run sucked. Fucking tank. My first thought when I finished was, damn. Now I get why everyone hates me as a tank. I don't go 1/10 fast. I was trying to be polite, you see. Turns out, going for Billy Big. And I said, my first thought when I finished was, damn, now I get why everyone hates me as a tank. I don't go 1/10 that fast. I was trying to be polite, you see. Turns out going full Billy Big Balls is the norm. And believe you me, I can go full. Let's see. It's funny, when I do play Healer, I worry more about trash mobs and bosses for most content. Eternal and tank. The old talk. Whoa. What the fuck? Yes, I'm Renzon. Axemaster, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. The Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence in the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blothoda. Once more, I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? I am prepared for carnage. Very well. Your name? Attend me well then, Max. Hold fast this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will oftentimes be your own. I present to you this axe as a symbol of your commitment. Your first lesson shall be how to hold it. Now grip the haft with both hands and set yourself in a solid stance. I've been the opposite of the opposite. I keep getting here was the only healer. Shiny. Ooh, neat. I said I'm hard focusing on Arcanist, Marauder, and Lancer, but I'll eventually learn everything with competency so I can help people who might not know their class. Alright. Go to the edge. I said, look, if we wipe more than once, someone is doing something wrong, and it's usually not me, except when it is, because I haven't done the dungeon before, in which case I ask. I had to single pull the whole time because one of the DPS was a sprout and the white mage was doing nothing for damage and was addicted to Cure 1. To which I replied, Cure Cane is a hell of a drug. Unless you're blind and deaf, I assume you've wandered into our forge of your own accord, drawn by the siren song of our Smitty's hammers, no doubt. In these here hallowed halls, Limsa's finest pound metal into all manner of tools and weapons, and when I say Limsa's, I mean the whole bloody realms. Make no mistake, you need more than a big arm to join our rank, but if you got iron in your veins, the builder's blessing, speak up. Wow. Let's see. Being bad at something is step one to being good at it. You're not bad, you're learning. So I'm obsessed with not being the weak link for obvious reasons, so I'm always trying to improve. Enough time goes by and I actually get good, and I can't believe it. All it's locked to playing with my wife, which is like once a quarter, so I have time to practice white mage. Well, you're not short on confidence, but do you truly know what you're getting yourself into here, lad? Ours is a trade born of blood and brine. For as long as pirates have sailed the Rotano, Smitties have forged their weapons and fitted their ships from keel to cannon. Of course, till sea swallows all ain't just an idle saying. Brine will eat through even the stoutest iron given time, and our forebears have long struggled to forge more rust-resistant alloys. Lucky for us, the Smitties of Eld were a determined bunch and clever too, so when they learned the kobolds knew something of advanced metallurgy, the Smitties set out to make it their own. Thanks to the kobolds' wisdom, which they generously gifted to us with only the merest hint of pirately prompting, Laments and Smithin came on in leaps and bounds. Hence the leveling times, and he was more close to making one to do it. So I love Warrior, or what I played of it anyway. Embrace the rage is my modus operandi. It wasn't long for the Gridanians and the Old Dons started eyeing our knowledge like we did the kobolds, though, and so some 150-odd years ago, two particularly forward-thinking men named Bjorn Naldik and Bryce Vimelli had the bright idea of establishing a respectable business. Being fair-minded fellows, they'd sell their wares to anyone who had the coin, pirates and foreigners included, and when folks weren't inclined to pay, they made sure to remind them that we hadn't completely forsaken our pirate ways. Times have changed, though, and we are a wee bit more willing to share our wisdom these days. The company's been running the blacksmiths and armorers guilds for years now, welcoming any soul with the necessary talent and will to work. As to whether you got enough of either, well, that's for the Forge Master to decide. Speak to me when you're ready to present yourself to him. So what'll it be? Reckon you got what it takes to train with the best goddamn blacksmith in the realms? That's the spirit. If you take any longer to decide, I would tell you to bugger off no matter what you said. You can't have a half-assed adventurers wasting Forge Master Brithel's precious time. See, he's got a lot of irons in the fire. That's why me and the other lads make it a point of keeping idlers, imbeciles, and the otherwise unqualified from getting in his way. Annie wrote, it's time you went and paid your respects to the man. He's the one over yonder, making a face like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Sound of hammering bringing you in from the streets, did it, lad? It's well that you'd find the din inviting, for the Armorers Guild is not the place for quiet revelry. If the clangor of metal striking metal is music to your ears, perhaps you have the spirit of a shipwright. Are you of a mind to join our guild? Take it from me, lad. There's no greater joy than working on a shapeless lump of iron into a shining breastplate with your own hands. What say you then? Well said, lad. Now we should cover a bit of guild history before forging ahead with the formalities. The armorer's craft is an offshoot of the blacksmith, and time was when armorers and smithies were one and the same, but as the years trickled by, the techniques for working sheet metal into armor plates became a specialized trade. And the smithies who showed uncommon skill and passion for this trade earned themselves the title of armorer. Now, as you can probably imagine, the skills necessary for making armor are also needed for shipbuilding, but building ships is a bit harder than knocking out simple helms, which led those armorers who were good enough to work on boats to claim the title of shipwright. Of course, it was one thing calling armorers blacksmiths and shipwrights armorers, but it was quite another calling shipwrights blacksmiths, because building a ship and making a hatchet couldn't be more different. It seemed as though a line needed drawing, and seeing as how Limsa Lominsa was built on the strength of her navy, you can imagine why the armorers chose to cut their ties with the smithies and establish a guild of their own. As for the smithies, well, the whole notion of an independent armorers guild never did sit well with them, and there's been a fair old rivalry between our two factions ever since, always trying to outdo the other we are. Which is why we're ever on the lookout for new talent to help us keep the smithy bastards in their place. All you need to do is impress the Forge Master and we can start you on your training. Be warned, Forge Master Non's tongue could strip the scales off a fishback at 40 paces. Saying that, you won't find a fairer mistress this side of the Strait of Marathor. Let me know when you've mustered the courage to speak with her and I'll see to the rest. Oh, Christ. Your mind made up? You ready to throw your lot in with us armorers? It's time you made yourself known to the Forge Master. That's no empty title, by the way. Nons is a renowned shipwright and one of the finest crafters in Limsa Lominsa. Head outside and you'll find her blistering the skins of our newest additions. Hey, drunkie. About time Randall sent me a new recruit. It's been too long. I'm Brithel, Forge Master of the Blacksmith's Guild. If you're aiming to become a smithy worth the name, it would be my great pleasure to educate you on the finer points of the craft. Oh, the rest of these poor sour-faced bastards will tell you it's hard, grueling work fit for only the best and brightest, but I say put a hammer in the hands of the willing and see what happens. What do you say then, lad? Will you swing a hammer for old Brithel? Swing a hammer for old Brithel. Ah, I knew I liked you the moment I set eyes on you. What'd you say your name was again? Max Anger, a name fit for a hero I've ever heard of. In fact, I reckon I did hear it in a bard's song once, or wasn't that a poor sod cursing into his cup with a wench? Don't matter if it was saving the world or bedding someone's mother. Sign for yourself a new reputation, pound out a new legend, and you can trust old Bithel to help you do it. But there I go, putting the cart before the chocobo. Here, lad, take this cross-peen hammer. A Smitty without a hammer is like me without a drink. Bloody useless. Well, don't just stand there gawping at her. Take her in your hands. Have a few practice swings, whatever you fancy. She's all yours now. Now what I wouldn't give to be you right now, lad. A Smitty never forgets his first hammer. Check the FC chest for minions you don't have yet. Oh, shit. Another aspiring armorer, are you welcome? I am Nonza, Forge Master of this guild. I take it Guanaco has explained to you the history and nature of our craft? Good. I have little to add on that front save this. Life of the armorer is not an easy one. Day after day you will put flesh and blood against iron and flame, and without a passion for the forge you will fail, but passion alone will not make an armorer of you. To truly master this craft, you must be possessed of a will as unyielding as the metals you work. Knowing what lies before you, have you the fortitude to persevere? Ha, I see you have no fear of hard work. That as well. Consider your request to join the guild approved. But if you ever give me aught less than your best, you will be out the door before you realize my boot is connected with your backside. Are we clear on that? Good. Now that we understand each other, let us begin with the basics. What is your name? Max? Very well, Max. This tool is called a doming hammer. Here, grip it firmly. Note its weight. Let me know when you feel comfortable with it in your hand. I'll tell you if you're holding it properly. There we go, got all my fucking classes. Jesus. Ah, this cold sucks. I have a very minor head cold. And it's one of those ones that gets caught in your sinuses and your throat. And it's not, like, debilitating, but I can hear the nasalness in my voice. And it bugs the shit out of me. Not to mention the scratchiness of the throat and sinuses. But that'll go away in due course. You check the winions. Christ alive, I have many minions. Alright, Summerford Farms. Fine. So now I can play this offline and get all the hunting logs and crafting logs and all that shit dealt with. And we can do the main quest. Alright. Alright. Guess we're going to be doing a lot of story. Just put it up to the event. Ah, you must be the adventurer batter I promised to send along. Max Anger, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stalwin, the old bastard, as batter unlikely described me. This here's my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you wonder why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did for so many others, and I was sore wounded in the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Morwood's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers working the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Step back. I've a mind to set you to a task, Angor, but before I do, I need to make sure you're properly kitted. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be the ones that have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Oh, I see. My fucking... Let's have a look at you then. Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the laws of the land. They respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have little trouble getting their attention. Ah, Angor, that aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since we last met. I hope I've read you right. For I have a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Still, we're in the owner of Summerford Farms as a task for a competent adventurer. Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa, as if plucked from the face of Hydaelyn, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's that got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure-tattooed faces have been creeping on the edges of the fields and spying on my yeomen. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that the kidnappers of rumor come for their hides. Needless to say, they beside themselves with worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. It's a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is to say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Sisong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful, though. I can't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, alright? My robe is wet. Ugh, Christ alive.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone. Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence, nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
It's combat. Combat is inherently pleasant. fell on me.
Phew!
Oh boy, a crystal.
Hear, feel, think.
You're right.
Crystal bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate.
We've been besought.
The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
And with that, I dare say we're at just about an hour. So we'll finish this quest, get the next quest, and I have laps to do, actually. I've got a couple of them. And I need to get them done. Because rain is coming tonight, and I want to get everything dealt with before then. Well, we were able to get a lot done today. I'm rather proud of that. And when I return, I will play something else. Or maybe I'll just keep playing this. Or maybe I'll play this offline and do all the hunting log stuff. Who knows? We'll definitely do something. Anger, right on my to see you safely returned. My lads were gabbing all about hearing what sounded like 7 hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I feared I'd sent you to your death. You're in the middle of that commotion. I hope it yielded something of interest. I didn't think you risked your life for naught. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? I'd agree such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think these ruffians are pirates come to lure my farmhands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take too kindly to your appearance on their doorstep and set a mad boo-boo on you. Aye, the pirates have been adding to their number of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on their guard against such schemes. Huh? You met someone else at the grotto, a woman with a strange contraption? Ah, Y'shtola. She's been in Lominsa for a good while now. Her studies at the 8th are offered to bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I'll grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking is in those yeomen of mine who have yet to fully relinquish their pirate past. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Angor. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. You should keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. And with that, I will call it here, because I have laps to do. I hope you all enjoyed this. I have been Max Angor, and I will see you all later when I get back.